Hello and welcome to all. In today's session, we'll see how we can use cursor AI in manual testing so that it increases the QA productivity. Okay. So before we start, first we'll understand what is a cursor AI. So as I mentioned in last session, cursor AI is like a smart coding assistant inside a code editor. Okay. And here I give the one example. Okay, when we are using a Microsoft Word and when we are writing a big paragraph, okay, it's coming a assistant, okay, for to write a English sentence with spell check and the suggestions. Similarly, Cursor AI helps programmers and testers to write a code, create a test cases, find the bugs, and automate the same test cases using English commands. Okay. So now, if you see, since Cursor is built on Visual Studio Code, VS Code, okay, it looks almost the same as the VS Code, but it has a powerful AI features built into it. Okay. And as part of today's demo, we'll see how we will use Cursor AI to generate the test cases using the acceptance criteria. Okay, and for this one, we are going to consider login features. Okay, so here you can see, suppose this is the my user story. Okay, so as per the requirement, okay, when user enter the correct username, correct password, click on the login button. Okay, so it will go ahead and it will display the welcome screen. Okay, so now if you see, my user story is like as a customer, I want to log in into the application so that I can access my account. And as a product, I got the four acceptance criteria. Okay, user should be able to log in with valid credentials. If anyone credentials is incorrect, then it will display the invalid password or the invalid username error message. Okay, and when both the credentials are correct, okay, then user should be redirected to welcome screen after successful login. Okay, so now this is a user story, and we'll see how we'll convert this user story or this acceptance criteria into the test case. Okay. So for this one, okay. So what we need to do it first, we need to open a cursor. Okay. We need to create a new file, and we need to paste the acceptance criteria which is mentioned in the user story. Okay. And we need to give the prompt very carefully. Okay. If you give the wrong prompt, then you will get the wrong output. Okay, so we need to give the prompt like act as a senior manual QA engineer, analyze the following acceptance criteria, and generate comprehensive manual test cases. And you can give them like format in which format you want a test case, like test case ID, preconditions, test types, expected result. Okay, priority, and even if you in case you want more details like what types of test cases you needed, if you just mention positive test cases, negative scenarios, and other things, and acceptance criteria, you need to mention it here. Okay. Okay. If you like, as I mentioned, if you, in case you want more granular, okay, then we'll give the prompt like act as a senior QA, review the acceptance criteria, and generate functional test cases, negative boundary test cases, UI validation, with security. Okay, and we need to paste the acceptance criteria down. Okay. So here, as per the our sprint commitment, we need to identify the test cases. Now, if you see, this is the complete manual testing workflow with cursor. Okay, first it will analysis the acceptance criteria, then requirement analysis will perform, then it will identify the test scenario, it generate the test cases, it may be positive test cases, negative test cases, then edge cases or the test data, and after that, it will export to Excel or the Jira format. Okay, so now we'll see. Okay, so if in case your organization is using the Jira, okay, so we need to integrate the Jira with Cursor AI. Okay, after that, we need to give the prompt like convert the following acceptance criteria or the test cases into Jira. Okay, and definitely then from Cursor AI, all the test cases will move to the Jira. Okay, but the prerequisite is like you need to integrate Jira with Cursor AI. So now, quick glance, we'll see what AI does. It generates the test cases as a QA. Okay, we need to validate the requirements. Okay, then AI create the draft scenarios. We need to identify the business risk. Okay, AI also generate the edge cases. Okay, we need to understand the customer behavior or customer requirements. Okay, it's not necessary like what are the AI generated test cases we need to add in our Jira or in Excel sheet and we need to execute it. Okay, So as per the business requirement or the customer requirements, okay, we need to identify the risk or the customer expectation requirements, and we need to add those test cases into the Jira. Okay. Then AI create the documentation. Then we need to focus on the exploratory testing, and we need to give the quality product. Okay. And after all, definitely because of the AI, it speed up the analysis. Okay. And as a QA, we need to take a final decision, and we need to provide a quality product. Okay. So now we'll see how acceptance criteria will convert acceptance criteria into the test cases. So what I will do first, as I mentioned, first I will open the cursor. I will copy the same thing. Okay. So now this is my cursor. I'm going to create a new. Okay. I will paste it. Okay, it is not coming. Okay, let it. I will write it. Then let me open a notepad. I will copy. Okay. Act as a senior manual QA engineer. Analyze the following acceptance criteria and generate the manual test cases. Okay. And I'm going to copy them one of the acceptance criteria. Okay. Now here we can see how Cursor AI is giving the test cases. Okay. So here, okay. So now here you can see I'm gave the prompt. Okay, and I'm going to enter it. Okay, now here you can see it started executing. Okay, if in case if you give the screenshot, that will be also good. If in case your organization is using Figma or some images, if in case you have, then that will be good. Okay, so now here you can see it started the reviewing the things. Okay, and here you can see it's quickly written the test cases within a fraction of second. It's written like here you can see more than 20 test cases. Okay, here you can see 22. Okay, then again, as a QA, we need to validate what is the our requirements. Okay, business requirement, and we need to use the test cases. Now, if you see here, okay, okay, here using this single acceptance criteria. Okay, here it means user should be directed to welcome screen after the successful login. Okay, and here, okay, it's considered. And here, test summary also give happy path, how many six test cases is covered. Okay, then validation. Okay, five test cases, welcome screen context, then navigation, UI, security, everything is considered. Almost 28 test cases is covered, and also define the priority. Here you can see it. Okay, and if in case you need to pull the all the test cases, you just mention move this all these test cases into the Jira. But like as I mentioned, first prerequisite is like we need to integrate Jira with our cursor AI. Okay, now here you can see first test case valid username password redirect to welcome screen. Okay, now here you can see. Okay, precondition is also mentioned. User is logged out, login screen displayed, and steps is also mentioned. Enter valid username, enter valid password, click on login, and test data is also gave here. Okay, like you can see, very comprehensive and very nice way test cases like Cursor AI provided. Okay, then here you can see login screen is hidden, welcome screen is displayed with the heading welcome to full stack QA mindset and category links visible. Okay, so now the same way it's gave. Okay, enter key redirect, enter key. Okay, when user enters the press the key. Okay, it should navigate it. Okay, so now here you can see minimum valid username length. It's also considered. Okay, so it's the boundary value test cases. And here it's a negative test cases, like if user enters the blank or invalid username or password. Okay, so here it's also considered. Okay, and it's provided the screen. Okay, here you can see. Okay. Now what we can do, we can also copy all the test cases and put in Excel sheet or Zipper. Okay, and okay, if in case you don't want that one also, like here you can see, I can turn this into the Zipper import template, or map them Selenium steps. Okay, next steps we will see how we will convert one of the test cases into the automation. Okay, now if in case all these test cases, if you want to import into the Excel sheet, okay, we'll just mention convert all above test cases into XLS. Okay, now here you can see, okay, to last the convert then run. Okay, okay. So once file is ready, okay, we can download it. Okay, okay. So my Python is not installed, so it is installing the Python. Okay, so here you can see creating the Excel workbook with 28 test cases using Python. Okay, so once this is done, okay, and Excel sheet is ready, okay, we can use the Excel sheet for the execution. Okay, and as I mentioned, okay, like if in case you are using the zipper, you can directly move these test cases to the zipper. Okay, but before that, we need to integrate Jira with Cursor AI. Okay, so this way we can use the Cursor AI in manual testing, and definitely if you see here to write the 28 test cases, okay, it will take as a QA, it will take 10 to 12 hours, but within a using the Cursor AI, it took within a fraction of minutes. Okay, so it gets created. Okay, so if in case you have any questions, queries, please let me know. Thank you.